Hi all, it's Dan here, and today I'm just making my way up a delightful scramble in the Conedo mountain range in Snowdonia. As you can probably see behind me, that looks absolutely amazing behind me. So in today's short video, I just wanted to go through 3 of my favourite scrambling routes. That's one for each of the grades, grade 1, 2 and 3, plus a close second best for each of those. So if you're new to scrambling, or if you've been doing this for quite a while, you might want to try out these routes if you haven't done so already. Okay, number 1 is my favourite grade 1 scramble, and that has to be the North Ridge of Trevan. Now this is a classic line which goes from the A5 all the way to the summit. It's a long route, can spend a good sort of 2.5 hours on the North Ridge, if not longer. It's grade 1 all the way to the top. Highlights of this route are the cannon. You've also got the tricky North Tower, and also the amazing summit, as you can see there, with the views all around. And you can probably see from my drone footage here, it looks absolutely amazing up there. So this is a classic route, and it's my hands down favourite because it's really rugged on there, and I think it's a perfect grade 1 scramble. Okay, a close second best is another classic, and that's Crib Goch Knife Edge Ridge. This is a really popular route. I've done this in the winter, I've done this at night, I've obviously done this in the summer as well. I've even approached it from the North Ridge rather than going up from the popular Pig Track, and it's just as much fun on that side as well. So there's really steep drops down the side of Crib Goch. It's an exhilarating knife edge ridge walk. There's also some pinnacles to navigate at the far end of the ridge, and from there it's a case of making your way up to the summit of Snowdon and enjoying the rest of the day. So for me, Crib Goch is a must-do route if you like grade 1 scrambling and you're not afraid of sheer drops. Okay, my favourite grade 2 scramble is Bryant's Gully. Now I appreciate that not everybody likes gully scrambling, not everybody wants to get soaking wet on a scramble and be climbing up slippery and slimy rocks, but I absolutely love it. I've done this route 3 times now, including after heavy rain. Now Bryant's Gully is 500 metres long. There's plenty of obstacles in this gully. Every single step you have to be extra careful with because it's wet and slimy, especially in the lower reaches, but near the top the views down over the Llanberis Pass are absolutely stunning, and this is hands down my favourite scramble, and it is at the upper end of grade 2 scrambling. Some people call it a grade 3, but I personally don't think it ever goes beyond an upper grade 2 scramble. But it is hands down my favourite route, probably because it's so long and just spend so much time in there. Also, it's fairly quiet as well. It's not the most popular grade 2 scramble out there. Okay, coming in at a close second is Notch Arret. Now this is a route that is on the side of Trevan Mountain, so you can go up the North Ridge, go down a gully, and then step onto Notch Arret and make your way back onto the North Ridge. Now the rock on here is absolutely delightful. It's just at that right angle, but it's a little bit steep and you have to be careful with what you're doing, but the holds are there. The rock is absolutely solid. There's no loose rocks on there at all, and it's just really enjoyable scrambling in one of my favourite parts of Snowdonia. Now my only criticism of this route is it's a little bit short. If this was 2 or 3 times the length, you know, continuing up, that would be hands down my favourite route of all time, but it's just a little bit on the short side. Little secret here, the last time I'd done this route, went back down and done it again, so that's how much I enjoy it. So Notch Arret is my second choice for grade 2 scrambling. Okay, my favourite grade 3 scramble is Dolmen Ridge. I've done this one 3 times last year and once this year. The crux of this route is absolutely amazing. As you can see here, it's really super steep on there. There's no margin for error on there at all, but the holds are there and they are solid, and the rock is pretty solid. It's not too flaky on there, and it's just one of those routes where you feel like you're actually rock climbing and not scrambling. A lot of people use rope on this route, as you can imagine looking at this footage, but for me it's just about within my capabilities as a scrambler. And beyond the crux of the route, you've got a lovely tomb there, which I showed in my video that I published last year, and from there on up there's just lovely sort of upper grade 2, grade 3 scrambling all over rocks and boulders up towards the summit of Glidderwach, and from there there's a nice overhanging stone where you can stand on the edge of it and get sort of stunning views down into the valley and over the lakes. So Dolmen Ridge is hands down my favourite grade 3 scramble that I've done so far. Okay, a close second is Canadian Arret. Now I know a lot of people really love this route, and the first part of Canadian Arret is really steep, and you really have to be super careful on there, and then it levels off a little bit all the way up to the top Now the reason that this didn't make it into the number one spot is simply because it's really popular, and every time I've been up there, there's been a whole load of other people on the route, and sometimes I just like a little bit of quietness on my scrambles, and I like to sort of get away from the crowds. And Canadian Arete is fairly close to the A5 road. It's really popular with scramblers, climbers, but also instructors who bring their students to do, you know, sort of first time climbing on steep rocks. So you do get a lot of people on there, especially when the weather is favourable, and that's probably the only reason that it didn't make it to the number one spot. So that's it. Look, it's a really short video today. As I say, I'm making my way up on a scramble. I just thought I'd stop for a break and just go through 3 of my favourite scrambles and second best scrambles as well for each of the grades. So on that note, I'm going to say goodbye. If you've enjoyed this video, do subscribe to my channel. You'll find all of these routes. I've done videos of them. They're all on my channel, and there'll be more to come in the future as well. So again, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you soon.